drink! Okie dokie, let's get right to it. Greetings, salutations, good and high, you guys and gals, and welcome back to the 2025 Stars Touring Car Championship. So, for round 7, we're going to be racing at Le Castellet, where we're going to be racing at Circuit Paul Ricard. An interesting 2.8 mile layouts. Welcome to the Charles Leclerc doubleheader HOLOSTARS edition. Lovely. Okay. One camera. Okay. Just camera. Okay. So let's have a look at the layout as it stands. First, you go into turns 1, and then 2, and then turns 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Might as well just turn off the music for now. That's turn 5, and then 6 and 7. And then you go into the Mistral Straight, which is interrupted by this chicane. In this instance, you're just going left and then back in again. So that's 8 and 9. And then sorry about that. Now I forgot where it was. Turn 10. And 11. And onto 12. And then 13 and 14, and oh, this is a long lap we're racing on. No wonder it's only 10 laps here. And the quick turn to 15, and that's basically it. Just one moment. Okay, so, I don't have a standard, I don't have a special, team card for this week, for this weekend for STCC, but I do have the table up for right now, the Drivers' Championship. Kanade Izuru, 141, Regis Altair, 119, Hanasaki Miyabi, 97, Kishido Tema, 94, and Yukoku Roberu, 86, and this is what the team championship looks like. Tempest 386, Gen 2 / Gen 3 314, Gen 1 280, Armus 225, Upward 151, and let's get right into the action with the first of 2 rounds for today as I try to cope with not being at Offkai this weekend. So we have Xian of Sun Mafia at pole for this race, followed by Astel, and then Haka and Druz, Rio and Flayon, and then Miyabi Ogafuma, Puerto Rico Octavio, Uzu and Tema, Gold Bullet Axel and Naruran, Roberu, Altair, Gerard, and Chinnery. Alright, 10 laps here. As I got everything set. We're just a just a quick haphazard setup. I just came home from work, so I'm a bit winded, and the air conditioning in my room is also busted. So yeah, we'll see what we can do here. All right, round 7 at Paul Ricard. Alright, here come the 6 red lights. Let's get right into the action. Round 7 of the STCC 2025 is underway. Here we go. Oh, this is... Come on, camera angle. And on to this first set of turns. Oh, trees. Come on. Just want to see how everyone is doing. And Robu is already stuck, unable to start.
Oh no!
Not a good start for Roberu. Stuck at the very start. Let's look at the replay. What in the world happened? Yeah. This is what happens. Did he get tagged, or I don't know what happened? Just Assetto Corsa AI, ladies and gentlemen. Bruh. Okay, Xian has a slight advantage over Astel. To see what action we have here. Looks like a gap is starting to develop between Astel and Manasseh Rio. Meanwhile, Haka passes Crimson Rouge to move up to 4th, as Roberu finds himself stuck in pit lane for the time being. More back and forth battles going on here as we have a look at Astel's car as they go past the, I forgot what straight it's called. The whatever it is, straight. Oh yeah, the Mistral straight. Yeah, apparently that chicane... The chicane chicane on the straight is called Montreal. As we're going to complete 1 of 10 laps here, Xi'an, and then Astel and Rio. So Xi'an is up ahead, and a member of the 3rd generation of stars. I believe he is a kitty cat Meow Meow, and we have multiple feline VTubers up on hand. Say, fellas, Justice Hololive Friends with You plushies are gonna go on sale tomorrow. I really want to purchase that CC doll. Meanwhile, Roberu, No, the track goes that way, not the other way around. Assetto Corsa and its issues with drivers trying to get out of pit lane. Even with a field size of only 22, which is 2 fewer than the default count in this game. Defaults of Content Manager, Bonzo and Haka, 216874. Yeah, it is indeed AI skill issue moment. Ian is starting to charge away from Astel, charge away from the rest of the field as humanly possible as we go into Le Montreal. And it's a top 4 right here, while the others are well over 4 seconds down at the moment. Oh boy, this lack of air conditioning as the heat dome in the United States is starting to come in, and it's the first day of summer too, the longest day of the year, the summer solstice coming into play. As Axel battles against Gold Bullets. 216, 216. When I say Rio, as Axel completes the overtake to improve to one spot outside of the points. Alright, in the meanwhile, what do we have here? Apparently, Face Connect has its own convention coming up. And I'm trying to stay away from Twitter due to massive FOMO issues. Rika trying to make a move on Alagami Oga. Not this time around. Manase Rio moves up to second. Good move right there by the Uproar member. Ian still remains almost a second ahead here. Careful about going a bit too wide there. This is a technical circuit. It may look rather flat, but it has quite a bunch of turns and a couple straightaways to challenge the drivers, as Haka goes after Astel and tries to complete the overtake. Astel not giving up his position that easily. And Astel keeps his third position. So far, we have one driver basically all but retired from the race, and I'm sorry to report that's Roberu of the Sun Mafia team in Stars Racing. On the Minstrel Straight, here comes the championship leader, Kanade Izuru, dealing with the struggles of being in mid-pack and going past Rika to move up to 9th. Good move by the Gen 1 member. Oh dear, Gerard. Too much ground lost. 10 seconds behind the next driver down, and Altair, who's not having a good round himself. And Miyabi is currently barely in the points. Top 15 score in each round, as I've already mentioned several times. Good pack of cars battling each other as Xian's lead extends to almost 1.5 seconds. It was 1.5 at one point. It's currently 1.3, 1.4, hovering around that area. Manase Rio currently has the fastest lap. He's at 2:15.836. More mid-pack battles going on. This time it's Flayon and Crimson Ruse. And it's Flayon currently in 5th. Oh, another battle going on here between Hakka and Astel. And Hakka just couldn't cope with that pylon in the way. But even then, he still manages to overtake Astel for P3. Qian's lead, 3.3 seconds, 3.4 almost. By the by, I'm having issues with Sol config, or whatever you call it. You know, the setting of lighting and other stuff. Yeah, the controls somehow have stopped working for me, which is an issue, considering that we're going to have night races for Formula Holo coming up in the next few weekends. Yeah, I've been trying to adjust tracks. Try to do new versions of tracks. Yeah, we're updating Singapore to the new 2024 variant of the track. Yeah, and the testing there is fine. The Circuit of the Americas track, I'm actually having to roll back to a previous version of the track because the AI on the 2023 and 2024 versions are rather pitiful. So we're having to go back to a tried and tested version of the track. Tried and true tested track mod of Kota. Mexico City, I'm just using the same track as in previous years. Likewise for Qatar. Expect new versions of Las Vegas and Abu Dhabi. Yeah. For some reason, I had troubles trying to update the Las Vegas track to the 2024 scheme. Just parts loaded incorrectly, and I had to manually adjust the starting grid a few times to have all 40 cars and the placeholder car gridded properly. And even then, I'm having troubles with the Sol plugin. And also the Abu Dhabi update, it's perfectly fine, so. Expect new versions of the tracks for Singapore, Las Vegas, and Abu Dhabi, and a crazy rollback for the Kota track in Austin. But the night races aren't going to come in until next weekend, because Formula Holo is going to be on this track, and also Baku on Sunday morning for rounds 11 and 12. Anyway, racing has reached a bit of an equilibrium. No color changes for any of the names on hand. So everything seems to have stabilized this late in the race. We are going to have 2 more laps here after this. Again, across the start finish line into lap 9 of 10. Still trying to approach Haka. And nothing doing. Side-by-side battle between Miyabi and Oka. Miyabi will remain in 9th. Astle on the move, wants to get back to provisional podium position, the Triple P. Going into Montreal, and Astle regains 3rd from Banzo and Haka. Yatogami Fuma in a bit of a challenge against Machina X Flayon, but Flayon remains in 5th at the moment. Well, the interval is starting to diminish between Xian and Manasseh Rio, as Xian is dealing with a bit of traffic in the form of Gerard's car. Yeah, Gerard just has to let Xian go. And it's looking clear ahead, I think, as we go into the final lap. There is a car in the way, though. In fact, the interval has dropped to 4.4, but that's still a big lead for Xian. Very nice performance today. Just basically led out the entire race. Currently has the fastest lap in a 2:13.696. But we'll wait and see how it is for everyone here. To go on to the minstrel straight for the last time in this round. Astle wants to hopefully improve another position here in Montreal, but has a disadvantage of the outside line against Manasseh Rio, and Rio keeps steady in 2nd. And a few turns left. The interval between Rio and Xian dissipating, but I think it's too little too late, as Xian goes clear of Altair's now lapped car. A few more turns left. Xian doing all he needs to do to get that victory here. And coming home to the finish for his first win in STCC competition, Kageyama Xian wins at Castellet. Manase Rio second, and Astel takes third. Yeah, that's basically the expected top three throughout the race, but the race will go to Xian. That is his first win. As the others come home to the finish. And Crimson will avoid the previous race winner's curse with a 7th place finish. Izuru gets points. The remaining drivers will be coming home here. Just a few more cars left to finish, and that's the top 15 already taken care of. Olga, Rika, Axel, Uyu, Emma, Sol, and I can figure out the rest. And Shinri will end up pointless here. And just a few more turns for Aran, who's been well behind the others. Most of the others in this round. That's gonna end his race. And I'll go ahead and wrap up here. Alright, Xian, winning time 22:51.951. And then we have Manase Rio, Astroleta, Banzon Haka, Makina Expleon, Yatogami Fuma, Crimson Ruse, Kanade Izuru, Hanasaki Miyabi, and Octavio. Your top 10, 11 through 20th. We have Aragami, Oga, Rika, Gamma Speltle, Utsugi Uyu, Kishiro Tama, Axel Sirius, Gold Bullet, Joshuichi Shinri, Aran Dace, and Regis Altair. So, we'll tap down other names. And we have Gerard finishing 21st, the last of the finishers, and Roberu, all but getting a DNS. Yeah, just unlucky result for Roberu. Look at the fastest laps here, Xian, of course, getting fastest lap. That's the full 42 points. Once again. Alright. I just need to find the points file and probably do some corrections, maybe. Chien, pole, and fastest lap. Alright, and the others there. And the way things stand so far, Kanade Izu leading 153, 34 points ahead of Altair 119s. Yeah, 153, 119. Hanasaki Miyabi third, 107. Kishido Tama 95, and Makina Exployon 94. And that's how it currently stands here. And as it currently stands in the team championship, we have Tempest 434, Gen 2/Gen 3 391, Gen 1 306, Armus 248, and Uproar 203. I'm gonna take a break for a couple minutes. I'm gonna restart the stream, and then we're gonna head to Azerbaijan, Baku, for street racing action for round 8 of the STCC 2025. Alright, see you all in a few minutes. Okay, let's get back into the action. Alright. So here we are at the Baku City Circuit in Azerbaijan, the Azadliq Square in Baku. It's an interesting 20-turn, 6.003 kilometer, 3.730 mile circuit. We're going to be racing 10 laps here, like last time, as we're going to have a look at the track preview, maybe. We're going to follow along with Rio here on this interesting layout. First, you go into a left-hand turn, and then you go into another left-hand turn. Street courses with their 90-degree turns. And after that, interesting sprint, you go into, another 90-degree left-hand turn. We will break the monotony with a 90-degree right-hand turn for turn 4. Then we will go into a quick 5 and 6. As where things start to get rather tricky. We'll go into this tight turn 7. Careful, things are going to get really tight around this part of the track. And 7, and then 8, and then careful, especially here, it gets really tight here. 9, 10, 11, and 12. And you go around and around and around, quite a few left-handers. This is turn 13. And then 14, and then 15. This is an interesting scenery, a nice combination of old buildings and modern buildings. Makes for an interesting look. And then past 15, and then 16. This is 17, and then going onwards to 18, and then quickly on to 19. And then one more turn, turn 20, as you go into a big sprint into the finish line. Excuse me. And that's a lap here in Baku City. One of the longer tracks on the Formula 1 calendar. Let's set the grid for this race. And it's Crimson Rouge, who will have the nod at pole, as I would need to try again with the overlay, because it appears broken at my end. Okay, where's the overlay? Okay, so Crimson Rouge starting off at pole, followed by Astel, starting again in second. Xian starting third, fresh off of his Le Castellet victory. Then we have Altair, and then Gerard and Flayon. Regis Clutch, yeah. Regis Altair Clutch. Gold Bullet and Bettel. And then Tema and Haka. Uyu and Shinri. Aran and Fuma. Miyabi and Oga. Octavio and Axel. And finally, Rio, Rika, Roberu, and Izu. Oh dear, Izu starting back of the grid. How much will things get shaken up here with Izu starting back of the grid for this race? I guess there's one way to find out. 10 laps, round 8 here in Baku City. Let's get right to it. Lights expire and everyone is slowly rolling down the grid. And we are underway here. Past turn 1 and on to turn 2, and just want to make sure I got my camera angles right. I forgot how cameras work all of a sudden. I'm just probably a bit more used to R-factor controls all of a sudden. Muscle memory is a burden sometimes. Anyway, Crimson starting to move away from Astel. And holy cow, we are about to reach this technical, very tight, tricky section of the track. Let's see how the drivers handle themselves here. Whoa, there's a bit of a touchy touch. Multiple touchy touches with the barrier. That is dangerous. Careful there. You don't want to lose your mirror. And this first approach through this tight section of the track ended up being a complete groaner. Well. It was worth an attempt. So we are gonna have Ruse in the lead after 1, followed by Castellet and then Kageyama Shien. Actually, Gerard is currently 3rd at the moment at the line, but it's back and forth between the two, and Shien takes back his 3rd spot, and wow! There's a major gap of around 10 seconds between Tema and Oga as Yatogami Fuma takes a stop at pit lane. Was that stop and go or a quick refuel or tire change? Anyway, he's quickly out again. And sorry about that, just got a ring. Just need to write something down while having a bit of an action going on. Are struggling to make it past this tight section of the track without grinding the sides of the cars against the barriers, the metal barriers. Man, I think Fuma is lapped behind. Crimson Rouge 223.287. Some close battles going on. Meanwhile, back in the front, Astel to close the distance. Still remaining a bit behind Crimson as we go into here again. Octavio on the move against Battle, but oh, Battle does slow down a bit, and Octavio improves to 11th. Machina X-Flayon on a move, going faster than Xian, and he jumps up to 4th. An even faster fast lap now. Actually, Gerard goes 1 up against Crimson Rouge. Gerard 224.19. Gold Billet passes Kishino Tema. Crimson Rouge was the race winner at Assen a few weeks ago. Wants to get a 2nd win of the year. Wants to get a 4th win overall. Been pretty good at trying to get along with the technical parts of the track. Aron just not having a good year. Again, being outside the points at the moment. Currently in the very bottom of the standings at just 14 points. His best finish being a 10th place finish at Assen, where Crimson took the checkered flag. While Roberu hopes to salvage some points after that dismal inability to race at all in France in the previous round. Leon 220. Getting closer to a driver potentially going sub 220 here. into the 219s, maybe. We are halfway through this race. And here are the three front runners as they currently stand, with the Machina display on 5 seconds down from Gerard. Man, if only Gerard's car looked more like the Rexy and Roxy cars of AO Racing, the very popular cars in IMSA and the WEC. Running against the barriers again. So yeah, the Spike the Dragon car in AO Racing, the prototype car, getting a nice visual touch for the upcoming 6 hours of the Glen at Watkins Glen this weekend. Yeah, after finishing top of their respective class in last weekend's 24 Hours of Le Mans. So yeah, Rexy's got his gold teeth. Roxy has herself the gold claws. Spike has a gold tail. Gotta like these visual touches. The cars of AO Racing, very popular fan favorites, especially for the youngsters. And yes, there are good mascot plushies, and the plushies are a quick sellout. Yeah, they quickly sell out, what I was trying to say. Just like VTuber plushies of mascots and of the talents themselves. Well, Crimson is starting to improve upon his lead at the moment against Astle and Gerard. Altair, not so much. Started 4th, currently 15th. Meanwhile, Crimson doing pretty darn well. There's no one ahead of him at the moment. Ward trying to make a move on Astle on those long straights. And Gerard a bit too slow on turn 1. Astle remains in 2nd. It seems to me like these cars are only able to try to go for overtakes on long straights. and turns, not much goes on. The Axe Bearer of Armus, Crimson Ruse. Trying to chop through the competition again. See if there's any action going on. Well, we're starting to have a nice, interesting pack of cars between second and through fifth. Shinry. We need to get back into the points in this round. I'm just going to try again to perhaps overtake Astel on this fast straightaway. Again, I don't think these cars are too good on tight turns. Yeah, again, tight turn, nothing doing for Gerard. Still he remains in P3. Little under 3 laps to go. Actually, the gap is closing in between the race leader and the next driver down. Now a little under 2 seconds, but Crimson wanting to keep his standing intact. And these cars doink the barrier. Astel now within 1 second of Crimson. Crimson dealing with a left car ahead. That's Izu's car right there. This is perhaps the best opportunity for the lead to change. Maybe. Crimson stuck behind Izu. Crimson has to go around. And Crimson is clear again. And there he goes. Astel. And yeah. Well, so much for that. And Shinry goes to third. Leon fourth and Gerard fifth. And try as he might, Izu couldn't even trouble the who's leading the race. as it currently stands, it's still Play On with the fastest lap. Crimson still leading. Wow, no touchy touch on the side barrier this time around, as far as I could tell. Sorry if the fan is loud. I am dealing with hot weather here and the broken AC. I almost said AI. Dealing with broken AC while streaming a different sort of AC. Again, a big opportunity to try to overtake drivers for position. Astel and Shinry. Might something happen as we go into the final lap of this race? Crimson once again fully aware that wider turns tend to be faster than tight turns. Yeah, but the issue is that there's traffic, more traffic yet ahead for the race leader, as Leon wants to get back to perhaps getting a podium finish, trying to go against Shinry here. Oh, nothing doing, and Fleon just touches the barrier and will lose ground. Oh, Gerard almost caught Fleon. Astel on the move! We may have a new race leader as Crimson struggling with traffic, and we have an overtake for the race lead on the final lap. Finally. For once, we have a different race leader for once. We have an overtake for the lead. And it's Asteleta up in front. Crimson might still have a chance to try to overtake Astel, but Astel blocks the way. Astel will go past the left part of Haka. Popular idol of the Sun Mafia group. And what a move on the final lap for Astel to try to steal the race win points. And that is gonna do it. Astel gonna peel away from the rest of the field. And he is gonna be your winner here in Baku. Asteleta, congratulations! Brilliant play here on the final lap. Crimson just has too much wood, too many trees to chop away from the forest of cars from his axe, and he's gonna end up finishing second right behind Astel. Machina Expleon will take third. And it looks like we're going to have a maximum of 18 drivers finishing on the lead lap. As we write down the top three. So for Castellet, that is his first STCC win. Xian avoids the curse. We have a few more drivers to come home to the finish. Oh man, Rika well behind Gavus Betzel. So I am gonna quickly type down the file here. Still a few drivers left to finish after Rika. Looks like Rika is going to take the last point of this race. And unfortunately for Altair, he's going to be shut out for today. But the race here in Azerbaijan will belong to Castellet with a time of, oh, that is way too long, 24:05. And I'm going to have to play the background music. Alright, Castellet, Crimson Rouge, Machina X-Flayon, Gerard T, Rexford, Joshuichi, Shinri, Kishino Tema, Aragami Oga, Gold Bullet, Kageyama Shian, Axel Sirios are top 10. Octavio, Yokoku Riberu, Hadasaki Miyabi, Gavus Betzel, Rika, Minase Rio, Regis Altair, Utsugi Uyo, Bonzo Haka, Araran Dis, Yatogami Fuma, and Kanade Izuru. Oi! Izuru finishing dead last in the race. And I gotta tap down the rest of the names. Aruan, and Fuma, and Izuru. Leon will have the fastest lap. So we have 3 different drivers with different interesting results. Crimson Rouge finishing second from pole. Leon getting fastest lap. And Astel getting the win. Something out of the ordinary by Stars Touring Car Championship standards. Well, okay then. Let's I suppose lock in the points. So play on with the fastest lap. And Crimson pole. So we'll see how it is. Point standings. Yoo-hoo! Hello, where did everyone go? Alright, there you are. Alright. I want to focus on the team championship first. Well, just to see how it is at the moment. Alright, Tempest 494, Gen 2, Gen 3 478, Armis 323, Gen 1 310, Uproar 203. Now for the Drivers' Championship, we have Izuru leading with 153, And the lead is 21 points ahead of Astel, 132. And we have Leon. Not Bialon. Leon, 123. And then we have Crimson Ruse, not Ruzu. Drink. $121 and in 119, dropping to 5th after a terrible day in the office. Altair, 119. Well, that's your top 5 after round 8. Just 4 rounds left in the STCC. So we'll just see what happens. Next time around, the Stars will be racing at Sentul in Indonesia. But that's gonna do it for tonight, as we have a look at the schedule coming up. So we're gonna be racing on the same 2 tracks on Sunday morning. Time to be determined, but I suppose maybe I don't know. I'll let you know. Somewhere between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. start for Formula Holo coming up. Rounds 11 and 12 at the Castellet in Baku. And will we see Ubuki race for once? Because she's been absent for like the last 9 rounds. Yeah, but that's enough for me. Please have a great rest of your evening. I'm gonna go have dinner. I'm having Jollibee for dinner tonight, so I'm gonna play this. Anyway, I'll see you on Sunday morning, provided I don't suffer a hangover from having to drink a lot from seeing so many Offkai posts on Twitter. But we'll see what happens. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. Dag.